This is a day in the life of me meal prepping. I will show you exactly step by step on how I meal prep, from laying out my dishes, having my groceries, how I basically save time every single week just from 3 hours of meal prepping, hitting my macros consistently and accurately. You don't even have to track every day. You only need 1 day of tracking if you want to get shredded like me and basically be building muscle. So this is the right way to bulk up. I'm always on the lean bulk. I don't bulk up like the way other people do it, eat whatever. I eat healthy foods. All of my groceries for the week. As you can see, this is my main source of protein, the ground beef. Look how long this tube is, bro. Yo, this is like a gun, bro. This is all I've got. I've got my vegetables, I've got my bananas, I've also got my chicken breast in place. So, the first thing first is organizing, right? If you want to save time to meal prep, you always have to stay organized. And as you can see right now, I've got like, I've got like all of my dishes in place, all of my containers in place. So this way, after I'm done cooking right there, I just have to basically close the containers, stock it in the fridge, and I'm good to go. So I got as many containers as we will need out. I got the pans out, and right now we're about to chop off the ground beef. Just got done weighing out my off-day ground beef for the whole week once again. And I'm about to stock this in the fridge. This is why I bought it exactly, because it lasts very long, right? I can use this like across like probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks sometimes. Okay, so now we're gonna let this cook while we get to the chicken breast. And this is an important thing to keep in mind. You always have to multitask when you're prepping. There's no point of me waiting for this to get ready while I can literally be doing something else whilst it is getting ready. So just completed prepping the chicken breast, and it is honestly simple. And some of the chicken breast, like they're already like, you know, pre like trimmed, so it makes it easy for you to just like basically put them inside the pot and get it going. So this is the seasonings I use. It is very simple as well. Like you just have to use your favorite seasonings, and this is my favorite seasoning, honestly, mustard. And it has 0 calories, like literally you can see right there, but it does have sodium though for sure. Look how juicy that is. And I don't put any oil, honestly. Like I just add a little bit of water so it can steam up. That's one thing about me. And the way I'm able to stay shredded whilst also like growing is basically not adding any oil to my food. Sometimes I do because of like I need the fats as well, because it's healthy, it's good for your hormones. But for the chicken breast, I do not add any oil. It's turning brown, and this is when I actually do add the seasonings. So the thing about sweet potatoes is that many people overthink prepping them. But all you gotta think of them is literally microwave it. That is all I do. I just add a little bit of water so that way it can get softer on the inside. And after that, I just put it in the microwave. And luckily my microwave has like few options to basically bake potatoes if I want. But I don't even use that. I just microwave it for like 9 minutes, depending on the amount I have on the container. And over time, it gets cooked. This is why multitasking is key when it comes to meal prepping. So as you can see right now, right, my rice is cooking along, my chicken breast is cooking as well, and we're finishing off with the ground beef. And whilst my sweet potatoes is inside here and all of these things are cooking along, I am right here multitasking with the foods. Once you do this, you will start seeing how much time you're able to save instead of just having to wait for one food to finish cooking than the other. So always multitask because it is crucial. The reason why I add the lime with the bananas is because it makes it last a lot longer. So once I add the lime on top of it and cover it with the containers, it can really take me a week sometimes without the bananas having to go brown. So yes, I do prep the bananas as well because it just makes it easier for me to track it accurately. So now we're done prepping the fruits and we're gonna stock all of them in the fridge. So I got like the fruits for my smoothie, everything is like weighed. So that way like I just have to like remove it from the fridge and blend it on my blender. So everything is made easier. So I'm about to stock it right now. So the smoothies are perfectly stocked. So now it is time to stock my apples. And honestly, I do track apples, yes. And the reason why I like track them is first of all, get accuracy. And most importantly, get rid of the black seeds. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those black annoying seeds. And whenever you're biting the apple, it just comes there to interrupt you. That is the exact reason why I slice my apples. So this way I don't have to like face that when I'm in a hurry, because I just want to basically munch my apples as quickly as possible. And apples, honestly, they do last a lot longer than most of the vegetables. The reason why I stopped eating strawberries as a regular like fruit is simply because it does not last very long. And that is why I like all of my smoothies. They can last forever, honestly, because they're constantly on the frozen side. Now, this is where it gets very, very important. So here's what I do. Like, I know for each container right here, the amounts of rice I have to eat per day. So now what I usually do, I track all of it for the week. So if I have to eat like 300 grams of white rice per day, I will add it up for the whole week. So what I'm gonna do right here is basically dump all of the rice I need for the week in one pot. This way I can just serve it to each container and it makes tracking so much easier without it consuming me too much time. Honestly, you want to also be getting your vegetables in because they are very important. They keep you satiated and it's also extra calories. And honestly, I just like, use mixed vegetables. It's already on the frozen side. So I just dump it in there, but you can use any vegetables of your choice. And I love the pink salt specifically, but I have a different salt. But I like the pink salt because of the sodium it has. It has 0 calories, of course. There. Holy shit, should I cut that out? Nah, I'm gonna leave it here for entertainment. For entertainment purpose. That's about it with the vegetables, honestly, because they do not take that long to finish prepping them. You just have to steam them. That's about it. Meals completed. We successfully nailed the meal prep for the week. All of it. Everything dialed in. Everything tracked to the T, but only once. Now we don't have to worry about it. So remember the technique, right? For the ground beef, if you know every single day you need 200 grams of ground beef, track it, all of it in one big container, then serve it to every single dish for the whole week. It's so easy. And now I even have like my favorite sauces right here. So that way like it's not too dry. So it's basically rice, ground beef, broccoli. For my training days, I have like 5 meals. And for my off days, I also got like its own separate meals. And the reason why I have separate training and off day meals is simply because on my off days, I have to eat less carb if I'm trying to stay shredded, right? Because I'm not lifting. But during the days where I train, I need more carbs because carbs will basically give me energy. As I eat my rice like 1 to 2 hours before my training session, I am getting glucose in my muscles, which is used as energy in the gym to basically push me through, right? There's a whole scientific stuff about it, but you don't have to know about that. You just have to know that carbs actually gives you energy. So you cannot cut it out completely if you're not cut. So here we are, everything completed, right? So my training day meals is this, the broccoli, the ground beef, and this is my dinner for my off day meal. So we have the chicken breast with the white rice, the corn. This is my dinner. And honestly, keep this in mind. I didn't get here from 0 to 100, right? I used to find all of these things stressful. I started very little, right? I started meal prepping just rice and ground beef, right? Everything started little, but as I got more experience, I started learning these methods, and now I am using them to basically save me time. So if you're a person that wants to start this, do not get worried about getting to this level all of a sudden. Like, take it easy, right? Start meal prepping. Start with breakfast, matter of fact. And as time goes on, start paying attention to the patterns, and you will start finding like shortcuts. It will start taking you less time than even expected. And right now, this only took me about like 2 hours and a half, and I'm about to use the last 30 minutes to basically clean up my dishes and all of these things. But it's very sweet. Now, every single week, I don't have to worry about, not being able to hit my calorie goals. I know exactly what I'm hitting, right? This is exactly including my surplus and all of it. So now it makes everything way easier for me to hit my goal. I know I should have worn my apron earlier, but it doesn't matter. The reason why I don't wear apron when I'm cooking is simply because there's a lot of heat when I'm actually cooking, and I don't want to be sweating whilst I'm cooking. But regardless, right now, we're about to close all of the containers and stock them to the fridge. Now, the way I do this, I'm very, very strategic. So I have some foods on my frozen side, so I put some containers there simply because I want it to last me until Sunday. I do not want the food to go to waste or taste weird. As a result, we're gonna spread them out. Some are gonna go to the frozen side, some down there. So as the week is going by, I am eating some down here. I am constantly swapping the ones to basically defrost and so like I have mentioned, some will have to go on the frozen side so they won't be tasting different and weird by Sunday. So now, as I am eating the ones down here, I am constantly swapping this down here so they can defrost, so I'll be able to microwave it without it tasting differently. Now it is time to wash the dishes, and honestly, I dread the dishes. Like, I do not like washing dishes at all. Like, ever since I was younger, they used to tell me to wash the dishes sometimes when my sister is not from home, but it's something I do not like at all. You do not want to be a person who is constantly leaving a dish at your sink, simply because the way you do one thing is how you do everything. So you just leaving your dishes there and having the habit of doing them later is probably why you're not consistent with working out. It's probably the reason why you tell yourself you'll work out later and not even work out. You have to think like that, right? So now I'm very, very obsessed with the little details. I will wipe all of these things down, keep everything clean, and not even leave a fork here, simply because I know that will also reflect in other areas of my life. So if I am not taking care of myself in the way I basically approach the little things, it will also show up on the big things. Maybe when it is time to go work out, I will not do it simply because I will just procrastinate. It's a habit I have developed. So always be conscious of the little details like this, of the little habits just like this, and be perfect with this. And I promise you, it will start to reflect on the big things. We are done with everything. We are loaded up and ready to go. So now we don't have to worry about anything every single day throughout the week. I just have to grab it, eat it, microwave, eat it, boom, and I'm ready to go. This is the whole point of meal prepping, because it saves you a lot of time. But not a lot of people are willing to sacrifice 3 hours of their whole week to basically set themselves up for success throughout the week, so that way they can get closer to their goals, which is getting in shape, right? And you have to realize these are all habits you have to develop, and it actually helps you in other areas of your life as well. So if you can get the habit, of sacrificing for your future self, right? Because this is Sunday today. I could be be on my phone chilling like I used to do before, doom scrolling, instead of actually sacrificing that time to basically set myself up to achieve my goals. That is how you gotta think about all of these things, right? You just have to sacrifice a few hours within your week to basically set yourself up. And it all comes down to personal development as well. Many people are not willing to go through this, but you have to realize this is what matters. This is more important than getting the physique itself. That is why when you see a person who has a great physique, it's not only about the physique itself, but it's about what they had to do to basically get to that physique. That is how you gotta think about these habits. And everything is a skill. This is a skill right here. And it takes time to basically build these things. So I just got my AirPods to basically block out the background noise because my cousin just got back. But my clients, they have similar ways of going about this, right? not all of them like follow the same exact principles and methods I do, because not all of them have to track your food to the T. If you're a person trying to basically lose weight, you absolutely do have to track your food to the T, simply because you may be exceeding your calories without even knowing. The same thing if you're trying to lean bulk whilst having your abs visible, right? You have to track to make sure like you're not basically under eating as well. Overall, this was a successful meal prep. I know not a lot of people see me like this, but this is all I have for this video. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to basically take your physique to the next level, teach you all of these things and hold you accountable one-on-one, whilst also building you out like your perfect meal plan that requires your amount of calories for you to hit to basically get the results you want, I can help you do all of that. I'll be linking like my calendar link on the description below. You just have to click it, book a one-on-one call with me, and if you're qualified, we'll proceed to work together and transform your life overall. Not just physique. Your physique will be a byproduct of all of the habits will be changing in your life. That is all I have for this video. If you could subscribe, I would appreciate that. If not, I also get it. But I hope like you were able to run through my meal prep and my habits in general. And as always, I will leave you with this. In a world full of distractions, stay disciplined. Peace.